Good morning. Welcome to our Biology Online Extra Class 3. This is Teacher Jeffrey. Today we will focus on the questions about homeostasis. Homeostasis. It is the maintenance of the normal internal environment of the body. The figure shows changes in the body temperature of a person. This question mainly involves thermoregulation, a process in the body that is considered homeostasis. Thermoregulation. It is the maintenance of the normal body temperature. The normal body temperature is approximately 37 degrees Celsius. For this kind of question, we need to understand what the figure is communicating. The figure is a graph. In the x-axis is the time. And in the y-axis is the body temperature in degrees Celsius. There are three changes that occurs in the body. It starts at normal temperature and rises. That is the first time or time E. Then it reaches its peak and becomes constant. That is the time between time E and time F. Then the temperature went back to normal. That is time F. State the term for maintaining constant conditions, such as temperature, in the body. The answer is homeostasis. Homeostasis. It is the maintenance of the normal internal environment of the body. B. Suggest three things that could happen to account for the shape of the curve during time E. Let us first consider the normal set point and think of what could have changed the normal set point. Normal set point. It is the normal value of certain nutrients or range to maintain for a human body to be stable or healthy. Stimulus. It is a change in the internal environment that will affect the normal set point. Here, the condition increases the normal body temperature above 37 degrees Celsius. The temperature increased above the normal body temperature in time E. What could account for the shape of the curve during this time? Let us find what are those stimulus. These are some of the activities that could account to increase and change the shape of the curve. Can you name these activities? The first figure is a person who is exercising. The second is preparing a hot meal, but the activity is when one eats a hot meal. And the third is drinking a hot coffee. These are some of the activities that can change the shape of the curve in the graph. Can you write other activities that can change the shape of the graph? Write your answers in the comment box below. Now we will go to this question. How does homeostasis work? The process of homeostasis always starts with the stimulus. Stimulus is the change in the internal environment. This affects the body by changing the normal set point, going up or down. We can also say it increases or decreases. Stimulus. It is a change in the internal environment. The changes to the normal set point is detected by the receptor. This is also called the sensor. Receptor. It detects the changes brought about by the stimulus. This is also called the sensor. For thermoregulation, we have receptors found in our skin. For heat, we have heat receptors, and for cold, we have cold receptors. This then will send a message or impulse to the central nervous system. The skin contains our thermoreceptors. Thermoreceptors in the skin are heat receptors and cold receptors. The receptors will send a message or impulse to the central nervous system. Impulse. It is the message sent to the nervous system. For thermoregulation, the impulse sent by the receptors of the skin will be received by the hypothalamus in the brain. The hypothalamus will receive the impulse and process. Hypothalamus. It is the control center for thermoregulation in the brain. This hypothalamus regulates body temperature. After the hypothalamus receives and processes the impulse, it will give corrective response as a corrective mechanism. Usually, it is the reverse effect to the stimulus. Corrective mechanism. It is the reverse effect to the stimulus as a corrective response of the body to achieve back the normal set point. The corrective mechanism in thermoregulation is then sent to the effectors of the skin. Effector. It is a tissue or an organ that acts on the received corrective mechanism from the control center to achieve homeostasis. An effector can be a muscle or a gland. Once the correction is achieved and the body is in a state of balance or equilibrium, a feedback will then be sent to the receptor of the skin. Thus, corrective mechanism will stop. Negative feedback. It is the process by which the body returns to its normal set point. This is the feedback that is used in thermoregulation. This is the reverse effect to the impulse sent by the receptor of the skin to the hypothalamus to return the body temperature to its normal set point. Letter C. Explain what is happening in the body to cause the change in the body temperature at time F. This is now the response of the body after it detects an increase in the normal set point. What are the possible responses of the skin to bring down the temperature back to its normal set point? The activity like running increases the body temperature. What corrective mechanism have you noticed after running that bring back the body's normal temperature? After running, we sweat. This is the response of the body to decrease the temperature by activating the sweat glands. When we sweat, it gives a cooling effect as it evaporates. But we need to give more answer to this question. What could be happening in the skin that it helps in lowering down the body temperature aside from the production of sweat? As the temperature increases above normal set point, the arterioles of the skin dilates and constrict the shunt vessels, allowing more blood to flow into the skin. This will lead to greater heat loss by radiation. The metabolic rate also needs to decrease to reduce heat. These are the answer for letter C. Explain what is happening in the body to cause the change in body temperature at time F. The sweat glands are activated to produce sweat, A cooling effect is felt when the sweat evaporates and the heat is dissipated or lost by convection. The arterioles dilates and shunt vessels constrict in the skin to provide more blood to the skin. That is why heat is dissipated or lost by radiation, after which there will be a decrease of metabolic rate. Question D1y. Name the process by which the return to a set point as illustrated by figure 2.1 is achieved. This is 1 mark. The answer is negative feedback. Negative feedback. It is a process by which the body returns to its normal set point. Next question, D2I. Name the part of the brain that controls this process. This is also 1 mark. The answer to D2I is hypothalamus. Hypothalamus. It is the control center for thermoregulation in the brain. This hypothalamus regulates body temperature. This ends our Biology Online Extra Class 3. This is Teacher Jeffrey. Bye for now.